now.
We have returned.
We're back.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Everybody hear us? Everything working okay?
My
It's
audio
all
has
well?
suddenly imploded.
Yeah, the audio isn't dead.
I looked away for a second and it stopped working. Did
Hello?
it? Hello?
Is anybody out there?
Oh, we got
Kaitu
levels.
says audio is
We're
working.
good.
We're good.
Very good.
Okay.
Woo.
Ghostly voices. Woo.
Woo.
So, you guys have been given a side quest to
Side
go
quest.
panning for magic shit in the sewers.
What did we say? Panning for demon crap. It's the name
Yeah.
of the episode.
For all of the little tiny densest bits of the most magical
But
effluent.
only the most magical of crap for these trash heroes.
Exactly. And hopefully pan for enough of it to pay off your dagger. Of course, once you hook up with Perni again, obviously you might be like, "Oh, we've only got enough to be like half the value," and he's like, "Oh, here's a bag of gold. It's fine.
Yeah.
Pay for the rest of it." But in the
Oh, we will
meantime,
have to, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, we were gonna treat ourselves
So-
to a nice dinner before we go diving in the sewers.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's.
I apologize for being sniffly, by the way. But
Very-
it's the weird side effect of my most recent booster. We got our boosters on
Yeah,
Wednesday,
we're boosted.
and I'm like been
Sniffy.
a slightly runny nose
Me too.
ever
Yep.
since.
I think it's a symptom of Omicron specific, at least for us.
I
That
had
also it's
pretty
fall.
much the same thing, but then I caught an actual cold almost exactly a week later. It was a good time.
Bad.
That's
timing.
not good. It's tough to tell because like
First
it's
time
fall
I've been
and I'm
sick since like
fall allergies.
2019. It was
Ooh.
super weird.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I'm sure your brain was like, "Is it COVID? Is it COVID? Oh god."
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I took like I
Yeah.
think 3 COVID tests.
Yeah.
And they were all negative.
Did you know where you got it?
Probably a yoga class
Mm.
because it was a yoga class, and if
Yep.
anyone is going to transmit a cold, it's
Yeah.
going to be there.
Yeah, the vast majority of people that I know who've gotten sick significantly, like from work and stuff, have been people with kids. Like it seems like it's
Yeah.
very much the schools and the daycares.
Little petri
It
dishes.
would-
That's the
It's probably my case too, because who goes to yoga classes 6 p.m. on Wednesdays? Moms.
Yep, moms.
yep. Room full of moms.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna go get some dinner. Do we want to role play this
Yeah.
process?
Yeah.
Probably nothing too heavy because it might come up.
Because you'll
I've never
certainly
had that happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, you'll certainly be able to find some interesting restaurants in Dwymerdell. What types of cuisine are you searching for?
Mm.
Or do you just want to go back to the school and get the free buffet?
I just
No,
want
no.
McDonald's.
We're in a new town. Let's
buffet.
Yelp this. Like, what's good here?
Well, nothing's good, but
Depends on your definition of good. There's
It's a
certainly
Waffle
like
House, but it's on Baba Yaga's hut legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool actually. That's a selling point.
actually yeah, I like that. There's the Wandering Waffle House.
Good.
Oh man.
Oh man, I want to go there now.
It's
Yeah,
called
that would be
Baba's
kinda cool.
Wandering Waffle House. Yep.
Gotta catch
For
it
sure.
first.
That's
Yep.
like the one
You
thing
gotta
Canada
you
doesn't
basically yeah, you have to like let it yeah, that's the one thing. It's not just Canada either, because I don't have they got waffle houses in New England? Like I thought they kind of stopped.
No,
Not
They
really. It's pretty much a southern thing.
yeah,
And
we've got, like-
Indianapolis.
Midwest. You like Indiana
Yeah.
has them.
Yeah,
Like-
everywhere.
Yeah. But Indiana's that whole peak in the Bible Belt that sticks up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just depends.
I mean,
but
you
no.
can still get like Denny's and stuff like that in New England.
It's
but
not the
it's not
same.
exactly the same. You know.
They have Bickford's up there.
I feel like they used to. Yeah.
I think Bickford's
The
maybe
name
gone
is
out of business.
familiar. Yeah.
They went out of business in the early aughts.
Yeah.
But I used to live next door to one.
My shadow DM suggests it's Bubba Yaga's Wandering
Good.
Waffle Hut.
Good.
Yeah, I'd eat there.
Yes.
So you like ask around, and as soon as someone tells you about the Waffle Hut, and you're like, oh, I want to eat there now. But that's the secret. If you want it badly enough, then you turn around and there it is.
Perfect.
So in the middle of like a random city square, there's a little park full of like just spooky dead trees and like tall gray green grass and crabgrass, and there's like choker vines hanging, and you can see a few skeletons of like the less fortunate that have wandered in, actually gone down the trails of the park. And at the edge of the park, there is this big hut. It's like one of those smaller kind of restaurants that's almost like a trailer. It's like halfway between a food truck and a permanent structure.
Perfect.
And it's got the Waffle Hut logo, but it's like on giant chicken legs, and it has like a rooster comb on top of the sign, and it kind of crouches down, and a ladder goes like tuk tuk tuk, or a set of like the pull-out stairs on a trailer, on an RV.
Love
This
it.
goes drunk, and sticks out. And the front door opens, and like a middle-aged looking lady with glasses and a severe bun and a paper hat and a greasy apron. Name tag that says June
Perfect.
on it.
Sounds
Leans
about
out.
right.
Says, "Y'all coming up?"
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Just vigorous nodding.
Uh-huh.
They,
I imagine there's that like waft of fried food smell coming out of the door.
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh hell yes, I'm in.
Haven't changed their oil in like
No.
50 years.
Yeah, that's how you know it's
Yep.
premium.
Yep.
There's a small selection of patrons sitting along there's like one group in one of the booths, and then everybody else is sitting along the counter, on the stools. Nice mix of Dwymerdell folk. The group that are sitting at the booth kind of look undead, but they're sort of like chatting amongst themselves. One of them is wrapped entirely in like burial wrappings, like a mummy kind of thing. You vaguely wonder if
goth
it's related to
teens.
Perni.
Usually in a fantasy world, the adventurers are the weird ones, but I imagine in Fantasy Waffle House, like, no, we're just standard,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
not remotely.
Well,
the
particularly a
trendy
fantasy
pixie.
Waffle House in Dwymerdell.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then sitting along the road, there's one sort of burly looking dragonborn who's got like a huge battle axe propped on next to his stool. It's got like dried blood on it, and his armor's all dented, and he looks like really tired and worn out, and like he just got off a long shift of battling in some war somewhere. There's like a pair of winged monkey creatures sitting at one end of the bar, chattering themselves. There's a goblin businessman who's wearing like a neat, crisp suit, like he just got off of a job interview. Got a little briefcase sitting next to his stool. There's a big burly ogre with a huge shaggy beard, wearing the little tiny paper hat and the apron, who's working the flat top.
Excellent.
Nice.
He just grunts, doesn't say anything. A couple of scrawny, greasy-haired hobgoblins make up the rest of the kitchen crew. And as you come in, one of them's like, "Waffle on one." Another one's like, "Yes, mother." Shouting the orders back
we
and forth.
slide right into a booth, and it's like coming home. Just like,
Mm.
oh yeah, rub your hands across that like formica tabletop.
I immediately look for some crayons to start doodling on the placemat.
Good.
Yep, it's good. You got a menu.
Get the
It's
menu.
got all the like medieval fantasy mashup Waffle House.
Oh, you
if
control
get
size it.
something,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like troll fries,
Yep.
smothered, covered. I imagine is like smothered is like I don't know, gray ooze,
It's good. It's the
something.
meal you gotta fight.
Yep. It sticks
mean,
to your
that is
ribs because
Waffle
it's
House.
trying to kill
Yeah.
you.
It is a Dwymerdell Waffle House.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
the
see
average
them.
Waffle House, your food is trying to kill you in its own way.
Yep.
It'll eventually succeed.
I'm gonna fiat here that even though it's not Waffle Housey, there's enough Canadians on the stream that you see
Poutine.
somebody getting a poutine. Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
Don't ask
imagine
what's
a
in.
Waffle House poutine.
Oh.
Oh man,
That'd be
I'm
With-
honestly
with all the-
surprised it's
all
not
the-
more of a thing in the
Yeah.
States already
Yep.
because it's not like a hard thing to make and
I'm sure if
most
you make-
people like it.
I'm sure
yeah.
if you make a chef happy enough at a Waffle House,
They'd make you one.
Probably
when I was
It's
moving back
have
from
all the
Boston,
ingredients.
I was moving back from Boston. I stopped at Waffle House. I want to say in West Virginia, like at 2 in the morning, and I was in a bad mood. I was going through like all this shit. And I walk in. It's like a brand new Waffle House, which is really weird to fucking see a brand new
is
Waffle
weird.
House. And I walk in, and there's only one customer, and there's one employee, and the customer and the employee are both smoking under the no smoking sign.
Good. Good. Yep.
And like the employee's like, "You want me to put my cigarette out?" And I was like, "Smoke as much as you want. I just want food." And he looked at me and he's like, "Son of a bitch, you're about to have the best meal you ever had." And he's like, "I already know what you're getting. Just go sit down." And he made a really amazing steak. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
Nice.
Like he went above and beyond the menu because I said, "Don't put your cigarette out."
Mm-hmm.
I have had Waffle House full English breakfast. Like I've been in a Waffle House and said and gotten the sliced tomatoes and said, "Can you throw them on the grill for me?" And the guy they were like, "Oh, you want like English breakfast?" And they did mushrooms and they did the fried tomatoes, and I was like,
Hell yeah.
"This is fucking awesome." Yeah.
And you always tip those people real goddamn well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, just generally, if you're working at a
yeah.
Waffle House,
You should.
You need
Yeah,
the
I
tips.
agree.
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
the
You go
Lord's
above
work.
and beyond like that. You make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I want Waffle House now.
yeah. Ugna orders like a double waffle stack with a fried steak in between the waffles and then the fried chicken on top and gravy on top of that.
Yep.
It's good.
That's
It's
the
like,
only thing.
That's Mountain
That's
Dew.
the one thing. That's now there's a patent pending for you. Is that because I was like the one thing you wouldn't have a Waffle House to make poutine, like the cheese curds. You're not gonna they're gonna have like grated cheese, but the gravy.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have like the gravy for the
Yeah, but
poutine,
biscuit
but
gravy.
you would
No,
have the
because
Biscuit
sausage
gravy.
still
gravy.
do. Yeah, they'll do a sausage gravy. That would actually still be
So-
really good.
A southern gravy, a sausage gravy poutine
Oh
Mhm.
man.
is an
Yeah, I'd eat
amazing
that.
idea.
I
Mhm.
have always wanted to try to make like a Texas style poutine because there's a place in San Antonio that sells the cheese curds.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
But
I mean,
also
that's
put,
all you
like,
need, right?
Yeah, put like jalapenos in and everything else.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Some
good.
pulled brisket.
Oh my god.
Well, when I went to Calgary, the friends I was staying with, they did like a duck fat
Ooh.
poutine.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rich
Yeah,
as hell.
there's a poutine chain in Vancouver, or at least there's a
That's,
few outlets of the same restaurant that is just like it's just poutine, but they do like all of the different like they do truffle fry poutine, they'll do the duck poutine or duck fat
Mhm.
fries, the Montreal smoked meat poutine, which is a big thing in Quebec. But yeah, that southern and poutine that needs to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect southern food. I mean, we eat
Mhm.
great biscuits and gravy, which is just great. Biscuits and melted biscuits.
Yep. Yes, please.
Mhm.
I occasionally like to make a sausage gravy for biscuits
This
and
game
gravy.
has gone off the rails.
Oh, no, we're
just
talking
sorry.
about
This
food
is-
now.
This is no longer
It's
D&D,
fine.
This is food chat.
Yes,
Welcome to
correct.
food chat.
I don't
Okay.
think
Our new
anyone minds.
podcast on Twitch.
What about food though?
Which cast? Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, you guys eat at the Waffle House.
Yeah,
It's
it's fine.
amazing.
We tip We're polite. We shut our
Yep.
fucking mouths.
Yep.
We don't make eye contact.
We just
Mhm.
shovel food in.
I just I don't even need food. I just need like whatever scraps they don't like put on other people's plates. You can just give me that stuff.
The scrapings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The crusty stuff you scrape off the grill
Here's
when
a
you're
gold
done.
piece. Give me 20 minutes with the scrapings bucket.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, if you tip the ogre will just do he'll do the scrape down
Mm-hmm.
off the grill
Right
and just
into
like
my mouth.
Good.
put it in a plate, put it in a bowl, stir it up. Yeah, the ogre like doesn't ever say anything; he just grunts. But the
I can identify with that.
middle-aged woman does a lot of chat. She'll
Yep.
do the ask you how you're doing
Oh yeah.
when she plunks your plates down.
Literally me and my wife.
Good.
Yeah, that's going to be a recurring. Bubba Yaga's
Oh, God, yes.
Wandering Waffle Hut is definitely going to be a recurring theme.
Or eating
You'll
here
be like
all
in
the
the middle
time.
of a dungeon crawl and turn a corner, and it'll be there.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's actually
I love that.
a phenomenal D&D thing you could make.
Yep.
So you guys are all fed and ready to go, and it's definitely it's after supper now. It's evening, but
Always eat
Whenever you want.
Dwymerdell.
Let's head
it's
down into
all
the sewer.
creepy. Okay.
I will get a cloth to cover my face with. It's not going to stop the smell, but it'll keep some things out of my
That'll
nose.
help. You want me to spit in it? That way you'll only
No,
be able to smell my
absolutely
spit.
not. Absolutely not. We're
That's a
good.
good trick.
It's like a nosegay, but it's just Fettid rubbins.
Yeah.
Headed rubbins. That is not a brand I want to purchase. Like even outside the context of this game, it would just say Fettid rubbins. Like that's
Mhm.
that's not good. Okay,
Uh,
some rubbins.
It's exfoliating in that it will melt your skin off.
Yes, and your nasal lining.
Yep.
So you easily, you've already done this a bunch of times since you've been in town, Fettid. You've found like the various grates that lead down into the sewerway. The immediate result of doing so is the sewer proper, which is just below the level of the streets, and it's all like Roman style cobbled sewer. It's all stone, like laid stone, with this like little mini river running down the center of brightly green glowing material that is like some kind of mix of effluents and
Classic sewer level.
Good.
like you're pretty sure there's like green slime, like the monster in there. Every once in a while, some of it just kind of will sort of reach out for you, and you have to kind of bat it away. And otherwise, like the walls in here, the stone walls that support the arched ceilings, are covered in like slime that grows on them. Some of it, D&D monster, and some of it just regular old sewer slime. But from this level, and this is where you've mostly encountered local quaggles, because like in fact, when you first come down, there's like there's just people down here strolling. You see a goblin couple with like in like evening wear, like he's got like a boutonniere and a monocle and a little top hat, and she's got like a big bustle and a bonnet,
you got a
Yeah.
hustle in that bustle.
and they're like strolling down like one side of the sewer walkway, like they're on their way home from the opera or something. And as they pass, the goblin was like, "Evening." Just keep on walking.
The hat.
There's just people down here. It's just like a second level of street. Like there's the up street and the down street. You
How
see some
low is the ceiling in here? Am I kind of doubled over?
a little bit. It's pretty big. These
Yeah.
big arched Roman style sewers, but like probably not much more than
That's not bad.
6-7 feet. You're probably like could stand up, but you duck every once in a while to go under like a vaulted rib
Yeah.
of stone. And there's no torches or anything down here, but just the light of the glowing ooze gives you enough to see by. So from what the Goblin Wizard told you, Krig, you need to. I'm going to retcon and say his name is Dr. Krig.
Medicine god.
Dr.
Goblin
Dr.
MD.
Krig Snotgobble.
Good.
MD, but it stands for something else. Mightily deranged or something. But from what he informed you, you need to go deep into the sewers in order to find the right, because this stuff settles down. So you're going to want to make your way down deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just pulling up some of my info sheets. Okay. So right off the bat, one of the first things you notice as you make your way down from that main first level is that the quaggles that you see out and about on that main level dwindle rapidly in number as you start going down. This is not usually the case in most cities where there are more quaggles the deeper you go. So you make your way down. Some of these, like, there are like actual stone staircases, but also like iron rungs and ladders and that sort of thing. So you make your way down deeper, and things get a little more natural caverny, but still pretty well worked and dungeon-like. It's almost like someone built a dungeon under the entire city.
Perfect.
So what's your plan here? You're gonna just keep trying to get lower and lower? You're gonna ask around, or you're gonna?
I think we should ask some of the actual quaggles to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I could either. I'm wondering how much I would know about this sort of effluvia due to my background.
Not a lot. You've heard. I would say you've heard of the concept, like the idea that just in general, anything that falls into the sewers, like people lose money, stuff in the sewers, you can like find that settling down to the bottoms of the sewers. But you've heard of the idea of, like, if there's like a dragon's lair or things like that, you can there we go. You can often in the effluvia below it, you can find things of value, particularly to wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly in like Mud Hollow and stuff, you've occasionally seen some of the apprentices from Dangolf's mage's school, terrifiedly coming down into the sewers to try and find this or that. It's kind of like a standard game for the quaggles to like mess with them.
Right.
We should
'Cause it's
definitely
just
like
fun.
ask. It'd be smarter and save us time.
Yeah, I agree. Don't want to be wandering around completely.
Also, they can
directionless.
tell us probably where not to go for our own safety.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably like monsters and stuff down here.
Mhm.
Isn't
yeah.
there usually?
Yeah.
As a general rule.
Likely.
I imagine Fettid's definitely is like, well, it depends on what you mean monsters.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
Things
my
that can kill
friends.
us. I'm more worried about things that might
Yeah.
kill us.
Yeah, less quaggles and more like brain-sucking beasts and
yeah,
slimes.
beholders, mind flayers.
Yeah.
So you like look for the nearest group of quaggles.
Mm-hmm.
So having come down from the main sewer level, there's fewer folk around, but it doesn't take you too long to run into a small group of ratkin who are scraping some green slime off of some of the stones into like a sack that just says scrapings on the side.
Good. Good.
You don't know what they're doing with it, but some kind of scrapings are necessary. You wish to approach them?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up and say hi and ask them if they know where we can find some of that sweet, sweet effluvia.
They'll greet you as obviously a fellow Quaggle. They kind of look a little apprehensive at Ugna, but she hangs back a bit.
I try to look
And
small.
you,
It doesn't work.
Don't worry, she's
Yeah.
with me.
and they hey, they'll greet you. But when you mention the effluvia, they kind of swap looks between each other, and they're like, I don't know if I would go looking for that stuff right now. It's a little shady down there.
Oh, really? Tell me
You gotta
more.
You gotta go deep for that stuff.
Okay.
You hear some kind of wizard quest. There's only wizards who want that stuff. You can't eat
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you called it. It's a wizard quest. You know how they are.
Yeah, they always want that weird stuff.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna ask him to kind of point us in the right direction.
They'll give you directions to to some of the better access to deeper parts of the sewer, some of the caverns and stuff below. But they'll also like they'll be very kind of like, you sure you want to go down there? There's like people gone missing, and
Oh,
I
really?
heard there's something creeping around down there these days. Yeah, and there's some some of the quaggles from the west side there are, I don't know, getting rabid or something going down there. Yeah, a
Weird.
little crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going any deeper than this till things blow over.
Good to know. Huh. All right. Well, I guess I'll try not to get rabies while I'm down there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
There's got to be like some sort of like quaggle version of crossing themselves when you mention rabies. It's like, oh, rabies, the bane of the quaggle.
Would it be rabies or mange?
Everybody's got mange.
Well, for the ratkin, maybe the
Yeah.
mange is the one, but it's like, you'd think it'd be like tetanus, but they've got to all be immune.
Yeah.
It seems like quaggles should have a lot of bonuses against illnesses.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't be poisoned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, just pulling up a thing here. I am just pulling up a dungeon map.
If you send it to me, I can put it up on stream.
Oh no, you're not gonna.
Oh no,
you're
you
not
don't
gonna
want me
know
to
the
see
map.
it. You don't want me to
That's
see
right.
it.
Great.
Good.
Correct. Okay. So, from this
Let's go.
particular area that you're in right now, sorry.
I said, let's go.
So from this particular area that you're in right now, there is a bunch of stonework above you and sort of coming down to where you are. And there's this kind of natural cavern that's been like cleaned out and made, like worked into this channel for a bunch of the effluent. And it goes off along a stone corridor, and then there's like a what might have once been a series of stairs that's more like a little waterfall now of the goo and sewage pouring from above, with a walkway along the one side, and they direct you down that way. They say if you go down that way, and then you're going to come into a big cavern, a big area where there's a big pool, and there's going to be a way out to the left, and there will be a bunch of steps, dry steps that way, that lead to a chamber with a big spiral stair going pretty deep. And there's a few ways to get to that, but that's your best route to get down there.
Okay.
All right, let's
Good luck.
let's go.
Sounds like we have our marching orders. Yeah.
By the way, did dinner count as a rest?
Oh yeah,
That's a good question.
A short rest, yes, for sure.
cool.
Did I get did I get my spell back? My one spell?
Your Misty Step? No, because I assumed you were using your freebie.
Oh, I had calm emotions.
Oh, calm emotions. Right. No, clerics need a long rest to get your
Okay.
spells back.
That's fine.
So
I'm
your
down one
your
spell.
Misty Step was the once per long rest without a slot. So you didn't use a slot for Misty Step.
Yeah.
But you have used your free one. And then calm emotions is
Second level.
second level. So you use one second level slot, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume I took some damage in that fight, and then I spent some hit dice, and I'm fine.
Yeah, a short rest would basically allow you to like
Yeah.
surge yourself back up.
Cool. I'm good.
And it was all subdual damage anyway, so it would
Yeah.
come back faster. And I think Jeff is down just one spell slot as well for
Yeah.
the pass without trace.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so you follow their instructions and head down this corridor. So the stone corridor, which follows along the sewage stream, comes to the point where it's clearly all like there's a few turnoffs along the way that they told you no, just follow the main one. And then it goes down these steps, which is like a sewage waterfall. But to the side of it, you can walk on the stairs. They're a little slippery from the splashing of sewage over time, and if there's like a high flow rate at any given time, it would splash the steps. But right now, it's pretty not too treacherous, so I don't need any rolls.
I imagine I've got
and
Trey in his carrier and not on his lead, because
Yeah, I
don't
was
want him
going to
getting
ask
dirty.
you what you were doing
Yeah.
with Trey.
He's back to his little baby Bjorn.
I also and you left the spider babies with
Yeah.
Copernicus,
Perni.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not bring my babies into the sewer. Sorry.
That seems
Fair.
appropriate.
Fair.
Even if they're demons, I
Wow.
don't care.
Hmm.
By the way, when I do my daily prayers, I'm basically giving a Loth update on her grandkids.
Nice.
FaceTime her.
Good. Loth
More or
is like
less.
awkwardly in frame, kind of peering at you.
And one of them was so into the story last night. Okay, so you come into this, as described, at the end of this long corridor. It opens into a huge chamber, and there's a massive pool where the effluent is sort of where the sewage makes a little lake. There's a number of crumbling-looking stone structures in this lake, like there used to be platforms or pillars or something, and it's all kind of worn down. So it's just like these little flat sections that can be like hopped between, theoretically. But on the one side to the left where you were instructed to go, there's a walkway that laps around part of three sides of the room. So all of one side of the rectangle, but also a little part from where you came out. And on the other side, the far side, you can make out a couple of stone passageways, and one of them to the extreme left seems to open directly into a stairwell going further down.
Perfect.
All right.
Is it like a narrow walkway, like that you want to put your back up against the wall and kind of slide along it?
I mean, it depends. Maybe for you, because you're so big,
Mm-hmm.
Fettid could comfortably just stroll down it. It's probably like maybe a little under 3 feet wide, like maybe 2.5. So
But not so thin
not
we'll
going
want
to
to go
walk in
single
double
file.
file or anything.
Yeah.
So this is where I asked your party order as you go along this walkway.
Seems like I should
feel
go
like I
first
should
to
probably
check for.
go first.
I can bring up the
Yeah, actually,
rear.
that makes sense because you are more used to the sewers, and you
Yeah.
can check for traps, can't you?
Tromlin in the
Yeah,
middle,
exactly.
All
and
right.
then I'll bring up
Tromlin
the
in the
rear.
middle. Ugna brings up the rear.
If anything tries to sneak up
With
on us from
Trey.
behind, I'll punch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That seems reasonable.
You got Trey on your front or your back?
He's on my front.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't
So I was
get
gonna say if
back
he's on your
shots.
back, then he can watch.
True. He doesn't know
Okay.
things yet. He's just a baby.
He's a little baby owlbear.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah,
Commit so few war crimes.
exactly. We're all just little guys who committed some war crimes.
So as you make your way around this walkway, I need two things. First of all, I want perception checks from each of you.
Okay.
Oh no,
And next.
that's not great. 7.
It's a 22 for me.
Nice. That's why you're in front.
23.
22 and 23. Excellent. Okay. There are multiple things to be noticed here. One of them is specific to Ugna, so that is irrelevant with 7. Next, I need a dexterity saving throw from Fettid.
12 and 5 is 17.
That will do. So, as you're making your way around this, Fettid, you notice as it's happening a bit of a cracking noise, and part of the walkway crumbles beneath your feet. But you are able to launch yourself forward and leap over the span, and behind you, the rock starts to fall away, going back a ways. I would also like to get a dexterity saving throw from Tromlin and Ugna. I only need one of those to succeed.
Oh,
So
but
both
not
of you
me.
can roll.
9.
I did an 8.
Oh boy.
We're
Neither of those are going to make it. Does anybody
real
want to spend a...
I could.
I feel like I should. It's
I could
responsible.
spend one.
Yeah.
I'll spend it.
All right.
Wait,
So I'll reroll. Yeah, I rolled a 2, so
You
It
can do a
could've
lot
been
better.
worse, I
Yeah,
guess.
I don't have a high dex save to begin with, so
that'd be again a dirty 20.
much
okay,
better.
you're good. So Ugna, as the rock of the walkway crumbles, a whole slab drops
Ooh.
from behind so basically where Fettid was, it started to crack and crumble, and he threw himself forward, and once it fell, the whole slab that it was connected to tips and falls, which is right from underneath Tromlin.
Right.
So you have to toss yourself backwards. Ugna makes a grab for you, but completely misses, but you manage to grab a hold of Ugna's arm and prevent yourself from tumbling into the sewage below. And now Ugna and Tromlin are on one side of this gap, and
Fettid's on the other.
Fettid is on the other side. There's a pretty big span that has dropped away below you. Now, the perception checks that were made in this process, of course, you were all very distracted by what's going on here. Ugna doesn't notice anything else particularly going on, happily being like, oh, saved you. Yeah, it's like I saved you because you grabbed me.
Yes. I completely missed you, but you used my arm to climb up.
But in the process, Tromlin, you see the stones fall into the glowing green slime below, and you see the ripples go out, but you see a bunch of bubbles rise up from a little ways down as well.
Bloop, bloop,
That's not good.
bloop.
Yeah. And then Fettid,
Yes.
you notice a shape scurry away into the shadows from up ahead at the top of the staircase that you're heading towards, as though there was something there watching that just chose this moment to flee back down the stairs.
Okay, so we're not alone down here.
Good to know.
We're not alone down here.
Is there any obvious place where we can join back up again?
No, there's going to need to be some kind of jumping or ropes or
I
something.
mean, I'm really good
Basically,
at
the
jumping.
walkway has fallen completely away, and now there's probably a good,
Is there
almost
anything
15
like?
feet.
Is there anything I could like attach a rope up to so Ugna could swing across?
I mean, I could walk if I needed to. I got my boots.
And these boots were made for walking.
They were. They're made
They
for
weren't. They were made for
spider
jumping.
climbing.
I don't know. I don't know if you've shown that off to the party.
I don't know that I can do it. I know I walked up the mountain, but there was ropes, so
That's true.
I don't know if
You
I
haven't figured it out yet.
I definitely know I can jump because I think I have frog powers now.
And you
Yes.
could probably toss me across to the other side.
Or just
pretty
hold
easily.
you. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
toss you over my shoulder and jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Fettid, do you want to, maybe if you clear back a little bit, Tromlin, do you want to jump on my back? We'll jump across.
As good as anything. Let's go for
Yep.
it.
All right.
Let's do
All right.
it.
Get myself all ready to go. Kind of like look at the ceiling so I'm not squishing us against it.
Okay.
That's
And
important.
I'll take a leap.
All right. A leap of faith.
Athletics.
Make me an athletics check.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's an 11, so I have 11. That's 22.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, so you take a little bit of a running start and activate your magic boots and go poof.
I go,
and leap.
frog powers, go!
Indeed. And in the middle of your leap, a mass of rubbery tentacles comes surging up out of the sewage.
Good.
And one of them grabs around your ankle and pulls. And you reach out and grab the wall and are like stuck to the wall, like frog-like.
That's good. I'll grip harder.
And you find yourself now competing like a tug of war, even though you're up in the air and shouldn't be able to resist the pull at all.
Good.
Can I pull a dagger out and stab the tentacle?
You can. Let's maybe roll initiative here.
Yeah. 12. It's better than before.
Well, that was
Very
wasted.
good.
What you got?
Natural 20
Ooh.
to 23.
What's 23? 12 was your total, Alina?
Yeah, 12.
I
And-
also have a 23.
Nice.
Okay. Wow. And you have 12. Okay, this is just funny to me. The initiatives that have been rolled here, and I won't tell you who all they are yet, but 23, 23, 22, 12, 2.
Good. I go
If this was
before
old
somebody.
school Shadowrun, if this was old school Shadowrun, there would be like 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 actions before that person who rolled the 2. Be like, I'm gonna go for a walk. Let me know. Text me when it's my turn. Okay, so the first thing that happens is Fettid.
Yes.
You can do something if you want to do something, or you can hold your action.
Let me see. I would like to try and shoot that tentacle if I still have that gun on me.
You do have that gun on you.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So-
see if I can Indiana Jones this thing.
You like take your stump arm and use it to support
Yep.
the gun and sight down the barrel.
Good.
Oh. All fancy
That's
like.
probably not going to work. What's my 2 hit on this? Is it the same as my short bow?
So the AC here, your bonus to hit, yes, exactly the
Yeah.
same.
All right, that would be a 15 then.
I think for the trick shot you're kind of attempting here, I don't think that's going to cut it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Are you good with that, or do you want to goose it?
You know what? Yeah, I want to try and... I'm going to spend an inspo on that. It was such a low roll that I wouldn't take too much to do that.
I'll remind
yeah,
the
that's a lot
audience,
Last.
and I'll remind the
One.
audience that you can always continue to cheer for our party and give them more rerolls.
Yeah, that makes it a 26, so that's definitely a lot better.
Okay, you have a talent for trick shots. So I will allow you to give a penalty. So roll your damage, which for the gun is base D10, but then your bonuses are basically the same as your bow. It's your
All right,
dex
so
and your
D10 plus 5.
Yep.
D10.
And you're going to force this thing to make a dex check or lose its grip on Ugna, which it
That is
does.
9 plus 5 is a 14. Almost max
Nice.
damage
So
on
it
that.
there's a spray of goo, black ichor, where you hit, and the tentacle loses its grip, and Ugna, you pull your leg free.
Awesome.
Cool.
I
Well
meant
done,
to
trick
do
shot.
that
Nice.
for once.
Very nice. Next up is Tromlin.
Hold.
Holding your action. Next
Yeah.
up is someone you don't know about, and there is a twanging
Ooh.
off in the dark.
Maybe it's a guitar.
I don't think so.
We're being attacked
No,
by
probably
sewer
not.
Garth
Bard.
Brooks.
3 rapid
Oh, God,
twanging
Bard.
noises.
Total party wipe.
3 rapid twanging noises. One arrow
bards, oh
goes
God.
skipping off the stone wall. A second arrow strikes Ugna,
Rude.
Yep.
and this is a nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ow.
shit.
Very
So I'm
rude.
going to double this damage. This is very, very rude. Woo! I apologize.
I can
I
take it,
maxed my
but
damage.
ow.
Yeah, you could take it, but ow is correct. 12, 17, 17, doubled.
Ooh.
34 damage.
Ouch.
Woof.
Ow. So that would kill Perni. I'm fine.
Yeah,
That
that
was
would
a-
almost one shot.
I'm fine.
That wouldn't kill Perni. He's got
Well,
like
yeah,
50
that's true.
something, but
Yeah.
but that was like a backstabby.
There's
Crit.
a rogue out
Well,
there.
now I know
so-
what's going on. I'm no longer
An arrow hits you and you're like, Jesus Christ. And then a third arrow strikes Fettid
Okay.
for 12 damage.
All right.
I would take my action now.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Let's see.
And those arrows all came from the direction of that staircase you're making towards.
I'm gonna cast heroism.
Nice.
Nice.
That gives me some temp hit points, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up what it does right
Nice.
Yeah, it gives you some ongoing temp hit points.
Yeah, right.
now. Yeah. But
So basically, what that does is for on your next turn. So every time, so you're immune to being frightened. Okay,
Very
and
nice.
at the start of each of your turns, it's the start of your turn, so you'll get it right away because you're next.
Right.
The start of every one of your turns, you will gain temporary hit points equal to the spellcasting modifier, which was 4 because it's wisdom.
Oh, nice. So I get Tromlin's.
So you're going to gain 4
4 hit
temporary hit
points.
points at the start of each of your turns
Right,
for
and
up to a minute.
It accumulates, doesn't it, if I don't use them?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
so I cast
Well-
heroism.
One presumes you'll use them because any damage you take will come off of them first, right?
Yeah.
But if I don't get hit for a round
Um,
or two, I can accumulate.
But yeah, so I cast heroism immediately on Ugna.
Whew. I got an arrow right
Excellent.
between the plate at my back and my pauldron. It's that soft meaty part.
Also, I'm gonna try to figure out where the fuck those arrows came from.
It
Because
came
that was
from
a
the
held
archway
action?
over that away.
Because that was a held action, I'm going to allow that. Or sorry, it doesn't apply until your next turn anyway, so never mind. It's all good. But the next thing that happens, Ugna, is it's your turn.
All right.
So you gain 4 temporary hit points.
Love it. Love to see it. I still yell, let out a sort of like, ow, ow, as something bites me. By which I mean I get an arrow.
As that happens, without thinking, you whirling to see where that arrow came from, you stand up.
Yep.
And you are now standing on the wall.
Okay.
So Tromlin, you're kind of like, you were on Ugna's back, and now you're kind of like half dangling.
Yeah.
Like Ugna is now like a stone outcropping that you're hanging from.
That's weird.
I'm gonna move us not dangling over the tentacle pit.
Yeah,
And the
that's probably a
runes
good
on
idea.
Ugna's boots are glowing bright blue.
That's good to know.
That's weird. I'm not gonna think about it. And then I just move.
Okay, well, you can move, but
Yep.
you still have actions.
I have some actions.
So you move to basically, you can move right off the wall to where Fettid is,
Yep.
because it's only about maybe 20 feet.
Is the tentacles sunk back into the
one that had
brine, right?
grabbed at you, but there's a mass of tentacles sticking out
Perfect.
of the sewage there.
I'm going to set Tromlin down, or at least, stand up so you can get off of me, and then lay about with my hammer.
You're going to hit the massive tentacles with your hammer?
Yep.
Sounds good.
I got 2 goes at that. Oh, I rolled really well on both. So it's 24 and a 23 to hit. And let me do my pushing attack isn't necessarily going to work against these guys. I guess I'm just trying to hit them back out of the way. I hit them very hard. Which
Excellent.
means I will add my dice to that. And I'm two-handed. Let's do one of these. 19 on the first one. 19
will
damage on
hit.
the first one. I rolled really good on my hit, or my damage, and that's a 17
So
on the second.
what was your hit rolls?
Oh, where are they?
This thing has quite an
Like
armor
a
class.
23 and a 24 or
23 and a
something like
21,
you're good.
22. Yeah.
You're good.
I rolled
Armor
like
class is
15
20
and 16.
here,
Ooh, yeah.
but you broke it.
I forget what the damage was on the first one. Because I've already rolled the second one.
It was 19 for the first one.
And 17 for the second one.
And 17. Okay.
Yep.
And that's both hitting on these this mass of tentacles.
Yeah, and that's the pushing attack. So I just trying to like hit them hard enough that they go flying back.
Are both of those pushing attacks?
Just the one. So I should subtract my D4 from that, which was 8.
Your D8, you mean?
And my D8, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled max on that
you
one.
could, if you're willing to spend the 2. The reason I ask is because if you use a pushing attack on the first attack, it's going to be too far away for you to reach with the second attack.
Gotcha.
But if you want to use a different maneuver, you could still do extra damage to it.
Sure, yeah, let's, because I already
first
rolled
attack.
it. Let's do a... Call it a disarming attack. I'm just trying to kind of stun it.
Sure.
Cool. And then we can keep those damage rolls.
Excellent. Okay, so you pound on this cluster of tentacles, and then hit it once and like send a tentacle like shooting under the surface, and then the remainder of the mass you kind of hit the center of it and send the whole thing like out another 10 or 15 feet away from this part of the pool, out into the middle of this big
15 feet in a
pool
direction
of-
am I choosing?
Yeah. I'm assuming away from you is the direction you would prefer.
I don't really like, back, get out of here. Go.
Okay. So it goes next.
Rude.
Yep.
it is going to cluster, like you can see the roiling mass where you attacked it. It's not very happy. And from the center, this stalk with a single eye pops up and looks at you. And kind of, if a single eye can frown, it kind of frowns. And then it splashes back down under the water. And you hear like a clanking sound. And then the next thing you know, the far wall, the side wall where this little area of walkway is, starts to move this way, like towards you.
coming to
In
squish
other
us?
words, that walkway is getting smaller. And on the other side of the room, the far wall is also starting to move this way.
Oh, they're gonna squish us.
Yep.
Yep.
One of them good old squishy rooms.
Mm-hmm. And you can anyway, next, back to the top. 23 was Fettid.
All right. Can I see whoever shot that arrow or those arrows?
You can see like the shadowy forms that where those shots came from.
Okay. Let's see.
You're not 100% sure what they are, but you can because they're in the shadows. Yeah, like you have decent lighting from the glowing slime out here.
Right.
They're down this stairwell away from the slime that's all just pitch black. So you just, they're basically being, there's a light in your face. So you just make out their shapes.
Yeah.
They are smallish creatures that clearly with some kind of bows.
Okay, first thing I would like to do then is try to cast fairy fire on them so we can at least illuminate them.
Excellent.
And,
Very good choice. I don't think you have to make a hit roll for that.
Yeah. It doesn't
I'm just
say on
quickly pulling
sheet,
up the
so I'm not
spell.
sure.
It's a 20-foot cube. They are all, if you put it where they are, they are within 60 feet of you. You can place that 20-foot cube, and it will contain all of those creatures. I'm just checking if they make a saving throw. Yes, they make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Fortunately, they're pretty good at that, but
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
you
expecting.
never know. Let's see what happens. What's your spell save DC?
Mine.
Oh, there it is, 15. To the top of your spell sheet. Okay, so they have, they have a pretty good chance at this one.
Uh-huh.
2 of them made it, 1 of them failed. So one of the creatures is now outlined in this purplish. Oh, you get to choose blue, green, or purple.
Definitely purple.
So it's outlined in this purplish light, and you see that it is a kobold.
What? Hey.
It is a kobold with a weird glassy-eyed look on its face.
Uh-huh.
It's
Got
like
that
doing
super
this.
rabies.
And it is outlined in the purple, and in the light, the very, very dim light, you can just make out the shapes of the others a little better, and you're pretty sure they're all 3 of them are kobolds.
All right. Well, this is a problem. I'm gonna yell to Ugna and Tromlin, try not to kill them. But
Okay. That's what I need
if
to
you
hear.
if you have to, you have to. But I don't think they're in control of themselves.
Right.
That's fine.
Let's see. Is casting fairy fire a standard action? Do I have room to do anything else?
Right. Let me double check it. That might have free act. It is a regular action.
Okay.
So that's basically it. Unless you've got a, you could use your bonus action to set your hunter's mark on someone.
The shelf that we're on, is it moving? We're not on like stable ground.
No, so the shelf that you're on is staying steady and still,
Right. Right.
but the
But
wall
the
above
wall's
it
coming
is
towards us.
moving.
Right. So it's gonna
So
scrape
the
us
so
off
the
eventually.
yeah, it's gonna push you off eventually.
Yeah. So you could move.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could try and make some sort of perception roll, perhaps, to see if there's like a way to shut off this mechanism that I could see.
Make me an investigation check.
All right.
This is based
very good
on
one.
your dungeon delver feat.
Okay. That would be a 22.
Okay, roll it again because you get to roll it with advantage.
That is not a 22. That's a 14.
And you know what? Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to stick. I'm going to. Obviously, it doesn't matter because you rolled your best roll first. But rather than advantage, I'm letting you have the roll, even though it's just a bonus action,
Okay.
because you're an expert. You're a dungeon expert, so you know traps, and you immediately start looking around. Where is this mechanism? You know that there must be a big set of wheels and like gears that are moving these walls that
make
have to
sense.
be accessible. So, if I have been teaching remotely far too much because I was just like, let me pull up the whiteboard, the Zoom
Right,
whiteboard, and
yeah.
I'll draw this. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. That
Yeah.
doesn't exist. That isn't a thing. I wonder if Discord has a whiteboard feature. Probably
Wouldn't
not.
surprise me,
I'm sure there's an
honestly.
add-on you can get.
Yeah. Anyway, imagine where you are. You've got this rectangular room, and I'm going to orient it with my hands like this, or better yet, I'm going to take a piece of paper from the notepad.
You just
Let's
scribble
use the
something.
back of it. Here's a notepad. So there's our rectangle. This is where you guys came in. Okay, and there's a walkway along, or about here is where you came in. There's a walkway along the bottom side, and then this whole side has a walkway along it, which includes all those extra doors down this way. And in this corner is the stairwell leading down.
Okay.
Okay, and then this wall, but only up to where that walkway is moving this way. It's moving this way. It's all a big pool with some platforms and crumbled rock in it. And then the wall here is moving. So they're both moving towards each other like a big crusher. Okay. So this walkway along this side is all separate and the wall is not moving there. So you imagine that access into the gear mechanisms is up here.
Okay.
So right
we
now you're
are-
actually pretty near this end of the walkway because you had jumped forward. You were further across. And actually now Ugna and Tromlin are basically with you because Ugna,
Yeah.
your movement
Yeah.
running along the wall with your spider climb would have been enough to get you there. So this will push you off, but you're not too far from the ability, as long as you don't mind moving towards the danger of the arrow shot, you're not too far from getting out of the path of these moving walls.
All right. Well,
that help?
I think we have our plan then. Yeah. Head that way. See if we can disable the.
Hey,
gears
there
or
we
what
go.
Have you?
The squisher.
Sorry, I just saw some of the commentary in the chat. It's a trash heroes compactor.
Oh God.
Good.
And
I
then
mean,
Good.
it is.
Kaitu said this must be the detention level. Yeah.
Good.
So you can reach out on the Perni net and say, shut down all the trash compactors on the detention level. I don't remember what C-3PO says. Otherwise, I would say that Perni would then say that. But I don't remember. Okay. So that's Fettid. Next up is Tromlin. You are now on the safe side of the...
So I see one of the kobolds, but that's it.
Yeah, it's you can see that you can clearly see there are two other shapes there with him, and they're generally kobold shaped. But you can clearly see the one, and in fact, you have advantage to all attacks against him because of that fairy fire.
All right, I'm gonna cast blindness on the one I can see.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't want to hurt him or her if possible, but I want
Yep.
to make it impossible for it to keep hurting us.
And that is an
That's the
area
big thing.
effect?
Very smart.
No.
It is it's no, I believe it's only one creature.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Yeah.
That's up to 30 feet away.
You will need to move forward to get in range, but you have the movement to do it.
I'll do that then.
Okay, so you leave Ugna side here, run further forward, cast this spell.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to make me a deck save.
Okay. Yeah, it's a +7. 21.
Okay,
Nice.
so you go running forward on this walkway and stop yourself just short of the end as another section crumbles away beneath. But you stop yourself from going over. You are within the 30 feet necessary from this point. And you can cast that spell. He makes a Constitution saving throw. Your difficulty is 15.
Yeah.
Failed. The target is either blinded or deafened. Your choice.
Blind.
Okay,
Good.
Can't.
and
it's a
you
lot
can
harder to shoot us.
concentrate on. Oh, sorry. You do not need to concentrate on this spell. That's why it's a single target.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. It just lasts.
It
The
lasts.
duration.
It lasts for a minute or until they make a con save. One of the two.
All right. So that's one out of combat, and then I will retreat a little bit further away from the ledge.
Okay. Next up is the kobolds. So that one is blind. I believe they make the saving throw at the end of its turn, so I'll wait till they've all gone. So it can't do anything else. The other two kobolds are going to take pot shots at you. Wow. Okay. They're both shooting at Tromlin as the
Ooh.
foe that just came running up and did that. I have run the gamut. I have a natural 1 that misses, and I have a
That
natural
means-
20
20.
that doesn't miss.
These
Yeah.
kobolds are
Um,
really
oof.
good.
Now that said, it can no longer hit you with a sneak attack, because in 5e you don't get sneak attack on every ranged attack. You have to have a reason. You can clearly see them. You're in the light of the fairy fire.
Mhm.
There's nothing giving it advantage on this attack. So it just gets its base damage, which is good for you because I rolled a crit, so it's doubled. So that is 8 damage, doubled, 16.
Okay. Not the worst.
No,
I mean,
that's
I'm okay.
not horrible.
And then the last thing that happens is the blind one gets a saving throw. That will fail. Just failed. They don't have a con bonus, so that's the main reason they're not, or they got a +1 con bonus. Point is, they don't have a great con save. Next up is Ugna.
All right.
Ugna Chaka.
So we're here on the ledge, about to get pushed off. Fettid and Tromlin are close enough I can grab them, correct?
Yeah, you've
Okay.
got enough movement. If you spend your movement doing a dash,
Yep.
you could completely get off of this ledge.
Okay. So
But
I'm
you don't
just
have to
gonna-
because you can just stand on the wall. That's right. I
can,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
I can just stand on the wall. I still want to get us
That's right.
away from here.
You'll need an action to grab them anyway.
Yeah. So I can like grab Fettid, kind of tuck him up against my hip, and then step onto the wall and hope it still works. I don't know how I'm doing this, but it seems to be working. So I'll keep running, and then
run and grab
run and
Tromlin?
grab Tromlin and be like, "Heads up, buddy!" and just grab you and lift you as well. And
Okay.
then jump across to that ledge that's not moving. So we're kind of by the door.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have enough movement to get all the way off there. Not while spending your actions to collect your friends.
Yep.
But you end the round like most of the way across, standing on the wall, and having grabbed both of them. So one action to grab Tromlin and one action to grab Fettid, and run along the wall with your movement.
I don't have enough actions left to toss one of them.
Nah. I was gonna
Yeah, all right.
say if they were still close together, I would maybe let you do your bonus action to do like two-handed attack and grab them both. Yeah, sure, why not? See, you used your uh you used your bonus action to do two-handed. So you one-handed
Yep.
grab Tromlin or grab
Yep.
Fettid, bonus action, other hand grab Tromlin, um, and that's and then your second action, because that counts as hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
That's a grapple. It's an attack. You have a second action, so you can toss one of them uh, across the distance. Probably Fettid is your better
I
bet
think
because he's
Fettid, yeah.
smaller and easier to throw. Make me a dex check, Fettid, to see how whether you take damage from the landing.
That's a nat 20, so I do
Ooh.
not.
Oh yeah,
You land like a
you do like a
cat.
cool flip
Yep.
in the air and land
I land
in
with
the
that
Black
like
Widow.
cool Iron Man pose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I was picturing the Black Widow one with the arm out.
Yep. Yeah.
It's all
Exactly.
dexy.
Yep.
Excellent. Very good. Um, is that it?
Yeah, it's all my
I
actions.
mean, well, I mean,
Yep.
you have an action surge if you want to use it, but
That's true.
you only get one.
I think I'm better. I'm better off saving that for combat.
Okay.
The tentacles are still out there.
Um, and next up is tentacles. So it is gone. You heard a clanking when the walls started to move, but now the walls start to suddenly to move faster. And the wall that where you were on the ledge, it goes all the way to the edge of the ledge, and there's a clunking noise, and then the lower part of the wall below the ledge continues to move with it,
Oh.
and then both walls are now moving quite rapidly towards each other. Okay, there's still a good distance between them, so you're not in imminent danger,
But like another
but you're
round or
moving
so.
at a fair clip. Yeah. And it's back to the top with Fettid. You are now standing on this ledge, like on the main walkway out of the whole danger zone where the pool and the things are, but pretty much right out in the open, facing these kobolds.
Mm-hmm. Can I see the mechanism to potentially stop the wall from doing wall things?
Yeah, you can glance over your shoulder. So now that I'll do my little thingy again. So now that you're, if this from my fingers down is the part of the room you guys came in here and the walkway was there, that's the part of the room with the two sliding walls, which are now like maybe this far apart. You're up here along this big walkway, so you can like glance over your shoulder and look back down here, and you'll actually see the mechanisms behind the wall. The wall is actually about like 2 foot thick stone block.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind it, there's this mass of like piston-like things and gears moving and huge counterweights that are
Mm-hmm.
pushing this outwards. And you can even tell why it suddenly started moving faster. It's basically engaging multiple counterweights. So as it goes a certain distance, another weight kicks in and it's going to make it go faster. So it's going to go even faster in a moment here. It's going to basically slam together really hard at the last.
In that case, can I run over there and start cutting through? Are they rope? Can I cut through the counterweight cables? Or
It's all chain.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a pretty hefty trap. It's all stone and metal. You don't know that you could interfere with it too much. You do, however, like you see that Ugna is most of the way out of harm's way.
Okay.
Unless something impedes her, Ugna should be able to just hop.
All right.
Like she seems to be able to run on walls,
Case,
which is helpful.
let's
It's very
see.
new, but helpful.
So I can still see the one fairy fired kobold.
And you can see the other two in the glow. You just can't
Yeah.
make out their facial features, but you
Right,
can
yeah.
clearly see them.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You can see them just fine.
Let's see. Remind me what the web spell does again.
Oh, this is a good spell. Web spell entangles foes. So the range is 60 feet. You're more than adequate for that. And it lasts up to an hour with concentration. So you conjure a mass of thick, sticky webbing at the point of choice in that area. It fills a 20-foot cube, which we already established would cover all three. It makes that area difficult terrain and lightly obscured, which would penalize people shooting out of it or into it. But if the webs have to be anchored in some way, so you have to have the walls, but there are walls in that stairwell. Otherwise, it would collapse on itself and end. But every creature in that web area or that enters it must make a dex save throw, and if they fail, they are restrained by the webs until they manage to break free.
Well, I know what I'm spending the rest of my turn doing then, because I can use Swarmkeeper to do that.
Ooh, nice.
Is it Swarm? Is it Swarmkeeper that gives you that spell?
Well, that's what I have on my character sheet.
Oh, it gives you the spell. I'm just kind of trying to think about. So your Mage Hand Swarm, I get, because that's like it's like a hand made of bugs.
Sure.
Like Egrimil from Neverending Story. The Fairy Fire, they're like being swarmed by critters, like fireflies.
Lightning bugs. Sure. Yeah.
The web, I'm like, is it like literally
Lots
a horde of spiders?
silkworms.
You said like flying silkworms. Now let's go with that. So like your bugs that are like hoarding around them are the one and like fairy firing it, like break away and just start shooting like silly string of like spider silk like everywhere.
Horrible.
It's just a vomitous mass of web appears out of your various insects. And it shoots across and it's like hanging on both, and some of them are like zipping back and forth and stringing them around. And it is at the beginning of their turn. So they're up, not next year because Tromlin goes first, but then them. Tromlin, anything you want to do?
I mean, part of me almost wants to Misty step behind them and knock one of them out, but then I'm stuck over there.
Yeah, you can see those
I think
webs forming.
Isn't that kind of where we're trying to go anyway?
It is,
so
yeah.
I feel like that still might not be a bad idea.
Can I Misty step behind them?
Yeah, with your movement. So your Misty Step's only 30 feet, but if you run towards the entrance and basically go, webs a 20-foot thing, I'm going to appear on the other side of the webs.
Yeah.
You can absolutely do that.
All right.
So you'll end up on the stairwell on the other side of them.
All right. Sounds good. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a spell. It's not my bonus, so I can't do anything else.
You'll kind of have to hold your action a bit to do that because you'll need you're in Ugna's grip at the beginning of your turn. But like you can do that on Ugna's turn when Ugna puts you down.
My movement is going to be get onto the walkway.
Yeah.
And Alina, don't forget to be adding your bonus hit points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to keep adding your bonus hit points. It's been another 2 turns, so you should be at 12 now. I think.
Yeah, nice.
So that's most of the damage you took.
Yep. That's nice. Well, I took 34.
Well, these hit points go away after, so don't forget. Like that's not like
but it's
healing,
a cushion.
Healing.
I can take 12 points without taking 12 points. It's a cushion,
precisely.
Yeah.
And you might want that cushion. So, this is a dex save. Double checking that save.
For web?
It is a dex save. Okay, so I am giving disadvantage to the blinded one who can't see the webs to dodge them. Okay, so the blinded one and one other of the kobolds are caught in the webs, and it's totally Frodo in the scene. They're like off the ground, even though like they were like just standing there a moment ago. They're like literally hanging off the ground now, going what? And one of them is blind too, so it's like what is happening? Even the third one has managed to duck and dodge the falling bits of silk all around it, and is going to take another pot shot at No, it's probably going to be at Fettid. I don't think that's going to make your armor class. What's your AC?
AC
You're
is
pretty
17.
quick. 17. I have rolled a 17. Yes, that'll
Ooh.
just hit you.
Wah, wah. All right.
It does another 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Another
Acceptable.
arrow. And now I will save for the blind one. It is no longer blinded, but it is caught in the webs. And then it's Ugna's turn. This is the point when
Yep.
Tromlin is released and can run over and
Tromlin can
teleport
go first.
behind.
If you want to go first, Tromlin, I will go after.
Well, say what you're doing first so we
Yeah.
know
I'm
at
gonna
what
get-
point Tromlin's released.
Onto the walkway.
You like run the last few steps like this and then down like this.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't just in
And
like
then
one
what?
motion. I'll just like let him off of my hip. I'm just like holding
Yep.
him.
That's free.
Boop. There you go. There don't seem to be any tentacles, and they may in fact be getting squished pretty soon. But I'll still guard that way, just in case they come after us.
Do you want to just hold the rest of your action?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tromlin then does his run over, teleport to the other side of the webs. Next up, the last high. So Fettid was expecting this, but no one else was. So Ugna, you turn with your hammer, and the walls do the last bit like instantly. So they were going faster. Now they go bam, and there's just this echoing Cthulhu right in your face as they slam together really hard.
Glad I'm not still standing there.
Yep, you're very glad you're not still standing there. And you can now clearly see on either side, like there's now a 4-foot stretch of stone, and then beyond that, it's all this like mechanism. Yeah, it's the end of the round. Ugna's still holding. You can hold it till your next 12, but let me know what you want to do.
Sounds good. There doesn't seem to be anything like the kobolds who are caught in the web aren't still fighting, and I can't see the other one. So
they're restrained, which means they have to break free. But you want to continue to hold action?
yeah, I'll hold action.
All right, Fettid, you're up.
All right. So refresh me. We've got 2 restrained kobolds. The blind one is no longer blind, but is one of the restrained ones.
Yep. Yep. So 2
So
restrained
that
kobolds,
leaves-
one of whom is still glowing fairy fire. Or no, sorry,
so-
because when you switched your... Oh no, you can concentrate on 2 spells at once. I forgot about that. So if you want, the fairy fire can still be going.
Well, if he's restrained, I don't think I need to.
I'm just going to double
But-
check. I can't remember if fairy fire is definitely a concentration or if it's just a duration. Yes, it's concentration. So it's up to you. You can be concentrating on both of those if you wish.
Well, no, I might as well keep it up if I can. So that just leaves the one loose
Yeah.
kobold.
That is kind
All
of
right.
like, and you can now see behind him on the other side of the web area is Tromlin.
Okay. If I attempt to gathered swarm him, could I move him into the web?
He's already in the web, but you could,
Yeah, just,
I would say doing that would
like try
impede
to
his saving throw.
Trip him or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Force him into failing the
Yeah,
saving throw and
exactly.
getting tangled.
Exactly.
Yep.
I would like to do that then.
Does he get a save against the gathered swarm? How does it work? Just double
Failed
checking.
Strength save DC 15.
Oh, nice. Well, he definitely failed that. So I am going to just immediately give him a saving throw against the web, but with disadvantage. He has failed.
Nice.
So you, you basically push him. He's like ducking and dodging the strands being built around him, and you just like shove him in. The bugs like gather under him and shove him into the webs.
Get in there, nerd.
Okay, Tromlin, it's your turn.
So I'm behind them now.
Yep, you are on the other side of the webs, and there's 3 of them.
I'm I'm going to try to sap one of the ones that is not blinded.
I'm going to randomly roll here. Okay, the one that Fettid just pushed into the webs
Mm-hmm.
is close enough to the edge of the webbing that you could reach in and hit him without entering the webby area yourself.
Is that a attack of opportunity? So do this
No.
sneak attack.
Just a regular attack. You can do it as a sneak attack because he doesn't know you're there.
Okay, that's what I want to do then.
But I will then. So go ahead and make the attack, and then I'll give you a dex save with advantage to avoid getting caught up in the webs.
Okay. That's an 18.
18 to hit will hit.
Okay. And I'll do my dex save. You said with advantage?
Yeah.
19.
You are good. It's only a 15. So you manage to avoid getting your arm tangled in the webs as you reach in and smack him in the back of the
I
head.
am not complaining. So it's 2d6 and a 4d4?
Yeah. He has failed his con save against being stunned.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Nat 20?
15.
Ah, nice.
Okay. You knock him cold.
Good. I'm keeping my promise. Not killing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And next up is them. That one's unconscious. The other two are not going to... Or one of them makes his strength save. He actually manages to break free from the webbing. And he is going to run towards you guys, not Trallman, the other two. So he doesn't realize Trallman's back there yet. He's going to run towards the other two and get out of the area where the web is and come running towards you. And then he is going to attempt to make another shot at... I'm going to randomize now. He was shooting at the one making all these webs, but Ugna is a very obvious threat. He is going after Ugna. Ugna, I'd like to point out that you have held action.
Yeah.
Would you like to do anything before he shoots at you?
I would like to take the bow away from him.
Let's
do a disarm.
Do you have enough movement to still get there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. If you spend a maneuver point and make it a disarming,
yep.
I will allow you to do that. Basically, you're going to spend your movement. You're going to do a dash action, but I'm going to let you use your bonus action.
I could also, if that doesn't work, just throw my weighted net at him. So he comes out of a web and goes directly into a net.
That's a ranged attack. You could just do that.
I could just do that.
If you prefer.
I like the poetry of that. So I'm gonna... Ooh, that's not a bad roll.
So
it's only a
bonus
+6.
action to switch weapons, and then you throw it. What'd you get?
So it's only a +6 with my net, but that's still a 22.
That's more than his armor class.
Yep.
Saving throw. Not great. Okay, so yeah, you throw the net, and he immediately is, face first into your netting, and the weights tangle him up, and he goes down.
Yep. And then I give Fettid a thumbs up because I didn't kill him. I'm like, yep.
Hell yeah.
Listening.
Good job.
Okay, what do you want to do with these guys? There's one still
well,
struggling in the net. There's one struggling to get out of that net. One struggling in the net, one struggling in the webs, and one unconscious.
I'm gonna pick up the net guy and look at him. Does he look like he's got like weird mushrooms come out of his head, or is he dripping like crazy
I'm gonna keep
goo?
a safe distance because if these guys are kobolds, presumably I am susceptible to whatever they've got. But
you grab the net and pick it up and look at the kobold inside, and in addition to the glassy-eyed stare, and he's kind of struggling, but like really randomly, you notice that part of his head is almost like caved in.
oh no!
Like there's almost like if there was a cartoon-like bite taken out of it.
Oh dear.
And there's some kind of mass in that space. It's like some kind of purple fungusy looking.
Oh no, they got cordyceps.
They got cordyceps.
But it's also kind of like throbbing tissue.
I'm gonna hold him like at arm's distance away from me, but I'll be like, Fettid, this guy's got like a mushroom thing on his head, and where his brain should be. That seems bad, right?
Like there's
As a
purple.
ranger, would I know
Exposed
anything about this? Would I have seen or heard anything like
This
this
would be an
before?
Arcana check,
Yeah,
not a
so
nature
probably
check.
not.
For
Well,
sure.
I'll make a check and see what happens.
I'll make one as well. I mean, my Arcana is
Yeah.
not a class skill, but it's something.
No, that's a 1, so I have definitely never seen anything like this before.
No, it is freaky.
17.
As a non-expert, you're just sort of like you guess that there is some kind of weird mindlessness. Maybe this is like related to undead thing.
We can't save them though, can we? They're dead.
Yeah.
It looks like a big chunk of their brain is either this
Yeah,
purple
that's kind
stuff
of
or
the
it's missing.
feeling I've got.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this-
try something. I'll use my last second little spell for the day. Lesser Restoration.
Ooh.
You still have lesser restoration beads you could use too if you prefer.
Okay, I'll use one of those.
Save
then.
your spell.
Why not? I'll use
Okay,
one
so
of
you
those
use
beads.
one of your lesser restoration beads,
Yeah.
and it doesn't do anything to the weird head injury.
Mm.
This guy
Maybe it
dead.
did something. Maybe they had other
Dead.
effects on them.
I'm going to light a torch, and then move the torch towards the fungus, and try to burn it off.
Yeah, let's see what that does.
Yeah.
I mean, like it'll burn like any tissue.
Mm-hmm.
It burns like exposed brains would burn.
I'm sorry, I don't think we can save them.
But
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't seem
definitely
like it.
damaging the kobold. If you kind of like it's like cauterizing a bit, but it just kills him. It just
I mean,
burns
that's
it until he dies.
Kinder,
I give them
guess.
last rites, and I hate to say this, but the best thing we do is put them out of misery.
Well, while
No,
you're
I
giving him
agree.
last rites,
Yeah.
while you're giving
Huh?
him last rites, the one in the web snaps. The one that's conscious in the webs snaps himself free.
Oh,
This is the one with fairy fire on it.
Can I hit him with my hammer?
Well, he's running at you and like launching himself at you with a dagger he's pulled out of his belt.
Can I
You
like
you can indeed hit him with your hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the like slaughterhouse move where you just like one tap right on the head should be enough.
Bash. Yeah, don't bother rolling. You smash his head in.
Yeah, it's not good.
So that just leaves the unconscious one that's hanging in the
Feel great.
webs. As soon as you stop concentrating, the webs go away and he's just lying on the ground.
Yeah,
But
I
he
think the
can be
best we
coup de
can
grace.
do is put them out of their misery.
I'm
Yep.
sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's totally yeah. This is messed
Kind of
up.
thing happens
but-
sometimes.
This is real bad.
Yeah.
I
don't
do the
like
same thing.
it.
I burn the moss because I want it gone. I
Yeah.
know it'll kill
Yeah,
anyway,
for
but
sure.
Yeah.
I don't want that to exist anymore.
I'm
Okay.
gonna like pour some of our alcohol over my hammer after I'm done dispatching these guys. Like,
Yeah.
just, no.
I don't like this.
I'm suddenly feeling a lot less good about being down here.
Mhm.
Yeah. I give them last rites, and then I basically just kind of shove the bodies over into the water.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that's
So while you're doing this last rites, the stone has like there was a clicking noise after it slammed shut. Like a few moments later, it started going tick 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 tick, and it's like very slowly ratcheting.
And resetting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and resetting. It's gonna take a while though. You can it's pretty slow
Yeah.
as those heavy counterweights are getting like ratcheted back into place. So this
We're gonna-
top of this stairwell that you're at goes down, a good like story, but you can even from where you are, like looking down, you can see at the bottom is a huge closed door, and the front of the door facing it's like it looks like a double door. It looks like there's a seam, but there's like a bulging statuary kind of like there's like a relief statue built into the door that's facing out that would join at the seam down the middle. And this statue is of, it looks like a giant goblin, basically. It's like it's a big door, like it's a good like 10-foot tall door. And like at least 8 feet of the door is taken up by the relief statue. But it's shaped like a pot-bellied, like armored goblin, with like a helmet with horns, that would have like a little slit for the goblin's face, and then like big bulky shoulders, and it has like spikes sticking on it, but like not really that would make the armor functional, but clearly just part of the decoration of this door. And the rest of the door is quite ornate as well. And there's a whole bunch of characters of like symbols engraved into the door as well.
I'm going to check for traps.
Okay,
Seems wise.
go for it.
Is that a
So
perception check?
that is a thieves' tools check.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a proficiency check. I think in this case, I'm going to make it wisdom rather than dexterity, because initially you're not like approaching this door to start with. It's not like you know where the handle and all that is.
Yeah.
Like, so you're kind of checking it all. So it's more perception related
That's fine.
than finesse. So you're better at this anyway. So it's going to be your wisdom plus your proficiency bonus.
So that's a 7.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you don't have expertise on your thieves' tools.
I don't think so, no.
Some thieves do. I think your expertises are all the social ones. Your deception,
Yeah.
persuasion, and your stealth. Yeah, I think those are your proficiencies or your expertises.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. You start to do some checking. And indeed, you find that this door is heavily trapped. There's multiple traps on this door.
That's about right.
And you quickly come to realize that there is some sort of puzzle involved. You notice you determine that these symbols are all like on squares of metal that look like they can be pushed in or move.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, this is like some Indiana Jones shit. There's like some
There's a
push on
puzzle.
things in order to figure out some kind of puzzle.
So I'm guessing I can't just disarm it.
Not without a lot of time and probably definitely some risk. You could like work on figuring out how it connects,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the big problem is that the workings of this trap aren't like immediately handy
Yeah.
for disarming. So you got to like start doing things like, okay, we need to move this piece of stone flooring out of the way so I can get at this part of the trap. So it's doable, but it's not on the scale of like a trap on a small lock where you can get your thieves' tools in and unhook a wire and that's that.
I'm gonna glance sideways
Right.
at Trommel and be like, "That's one of them like push a button and it makes stuff fall on you things, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
It doesn't look like
So
it's
here's
gonna
the
be real
thing.
easy."
We can try to figure it out, or you guys can give me some time, and you guys can rest while I spend the time trying to figure out how to open it, or how to undo the traps.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything. This is
That's
not
good,
my
that's
thing.
good. How about
Tell
you
me-
guys just sit?
If you need help,
All right, you guys go sit and rest. If I need you, I'll let you know.
hey, Fettid, do
You
you
can
think you can
probably-
get this arrow out of my armpit?
Oh yeah, sorry. I will cast a healing.
Cool. I'll just like yank it out.
So that's what is it? It's +3 for my modifier.
Yep.
6 points.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Sure.
And all those temp hit points are gone, of course.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's worn off. So obviously Ugna will be of use to you here because Ugna has like a heavy hammer and like some strength and can help you like move rocks away. So fairly quickly you kind of find a panel of the floor cobbles that's like a thinner stone that has workings underneath it, and you get Ugna to help you lever that off so you can get at some of the workings and you start getting in there. Is anyone going to make any attempts to try and solve the puzzle or figure out what some of
Yeah,
these
what does it
symbols are saying and like
look
what the
like?
riddle might be or what the
I mean,
puzzle
I
might
guess
be?
I can. I'm going to be studying it anyway for a while. I might as well
Yeah.
make, because that would be better to be able to do than.
I won't help because I am no help.
That's fine.
So you all take a look at these symbols, and they are no symbol that Ugna recognizes. or Tromlin. But Fettid, you recognize the draconic text.
Okay.
Oh, I just realized that your camera's frozen, Jeff.
Oh, am I? Oh, yeah, you're right. I am. Let me jump out and jump back in and see
Cool.
if that fixes it.
Are we all going to be...
Slightly, but
Oh
it's
no, we're
fine.
messed up.
No, we're good. We're already good.
See
Good to go?
Camera.
It looks like everyone's in their right spot again. It's just a question of the camera loading.
There
Hey,
it
you're
goes,
moving.
at least on my end.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep. So, with some draconic knowledge, you can begin looking at these symbols. And
right.
in fact, you recognize these as draconic pictograms. So there are characters here in words, but the characters are not on the pushable mobile little tabs. They are just text. So you imagine that maybe there's like a riddle to the text that gives you an idea as to what pictograms need to be done what with.
Okay.
So you start to read off this riddle, and it very quickly has you going, oh God, because
Great.
it's like my first is in this but not that, my second is in this but not that, but then the buttons to be pressed are all pictograms. So like the first of the pictograms, for example, depicts the lightning breath weapon, and the second depicts the clutch and the hearth. The third is like the horde, and so on. And overall, there is 15 pictograms.
Okay.
And you're like, this is like complicated. Some of the text symbols are number symbols, and you guess that there's some sort of mathematical aspect to this as well.
Okay, well, it's safe to say that this is beyond me.
Okay, I'm just gonna start working on disabling this whole thing as best I can. When I need Ugin to remove things, I will.
Yep.
I'm assuming no one's going to worry about like trying to get Copernicus's assistance.
I mean,
I guess you could send word to him or something with an
Yeah,
animal
I mean,
messenger.
I'll send a
But-
messenger.
Sure. You send an animal friend to go like,
Yep.
maybe you can get some Perni net.
Yeah.
Yo, we found
So
a
in the
weird
meantime,
puzzle.
yeah, this quickly turns into a significant short rest, and you sort of like break out some of your food.
Just drinking mayo
and,
straight from my jug.
And
Nice.
Tromlin is slowly working on this. I would like everyone to make me a perception check.
well, that's at least a good skill for me.
Oh, I rolled really
Very
good,
good.
actually. That's a 14. So 14.
Yeah,
26.
23.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is everyone's going to get involved with this then. So, after a while, Tromlin, so you've got the cover off, and you come back and forth because you're like, I'm gonna help make the fire and make some tea, and then I'll go back to work. You've got all your tools laid out in a neat row by the hole, and you're sort of working on stuff and calling Ugna over if you need to, if they're okay. I need like heavy hand here to like pull this stone pillar out of this section.
Yeah.
And several things I'm gonna have it all happen simultaneously.
Good.
Ugna, you've been kind of like scratching at yourself occasionally.
Do I have fleas?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no.
And all at once, all three of you notice different things simultaneously. Ugna, you're just absently scratching at yourself. You're kind of come over to like help with something else that Trauma needs. You're holding like a spring that like you need to keep stretched out from the panel. and you're kind of idly scratching at yourself, and you realize that that itch is like something moving around in your clothes.
Ooh, nope, 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 nope.
Tromlin, so this is simultaneous.
Yep.
So I'll go through the description first. Tromlin, as you're not even looking at Ugna, you're peering down in the hole and like rustling around and moving, trying to disconnect a certain part. You catch out of your eye something skidding around in the machinery.
Okay.
And Fettid, you are sitting back towards the fire with your tea, and you notice on Ugna's back, above sleeping, Trey's probably sleeping off to the side. You just set him down.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wouldn't
he's
still
by
be
the
wearing
fire. Yep.
so just up Ugna's back, you spot a little spidery body go running between Ugna's sleeve and the armpit of the armor.
All right.
All of that happens at the same time.
Are these
Immediately
bad spiders?
gonna yell, Ugna, you got a weird bug on you.
I
We
got-
need to do something about
I got
that.
something in my armor as I'm like trying to put my hand down my plate.
Uh-huh.
So, I got
Can
bugs.
I try and like mage hand grab it?
Yep. Go for it. Make me a roll.
Yeah.
These aren't your bugs, are they, Fettid?
No, those are definitely not my bugs. My bugs are better trained than that. That's a 15 plus whatever the modifier for that would be.
It would sleight of hand it, so +5.
All right, cool. So that's a dirty 20 then.
Yep. So you successfully grab it. It is not one of your bugs. You pull it out of Ugna's armor. It is about halfway between the size of a human fist and a human head. And it is a little spider goat baby.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh, I thought it was an evil bug. That's fine.
Huh.
So I will cast your mind back to the beginning of last session when Copernicus blood crafted the pram and
One of the
rolled
babies
badly.
Mm.
Oh no, there's more than
Right.
one.
Right.
You have several things moving around in your clothes, and Tromlin, you realize that there are more of them down here that have crawled into the machinery that you're working on.
It was made of my blood. I think they got a taste for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, they've been lapping at your wounds.
Good.
I
good.
will step back. I'm going to take a dagger and I'm going to cut along my arm and basically call my kids to me.
You like there's
Oh.
like something you remember a particular word that Copernicus was hissing at them in Abyssal, and you just phonetically try to make that sound while you like drip blood. Hiss 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 hiss. And a couple of them poke their little tiny heads out of the hole that you've been in the machinery that you've been working on. But as you do so, there's a little clanking noise, and a couple of the panels that have that are push for the symbols, two of them fall off the door, and little spider baby heads poke out from the holes,
Aw.
Come on, come to
and they come skittering down the front of the door.
So I let them nurse for a while on my arm.
Yep. More of them start crawling out of the little nooks and crannies. There's probably at least half a dozen, maybe almost 10
Alright, that's fine. 6
altogether, including the ones that are on Ugna. You're not sure if all of them came out of Ugna's clothes though, because I mean Ugna's got wounds. They're still kind of
Fair
Yep.
enough.
orc
Alright.
blood, daddy blood.
Whatever.
I'll sing a little song to them, kind of lullaby, and
As you do so, and the last couple come out of the door mechanism, there's like a spring, and a little like a spring goes flying out of one of the holes in the door that they've left behind. And I can now reveal that the chat got to choose the way in which you would solve a riddle, and they chose the spider babies.
Thank you, Chad.
Good. Excellent.
it was good.
And with that,
These are now my favorite
with
spider
the
babies.
door
I hope they don't
mechanism-
each other.
yeah, with the door mechanism thoroughly trashed by little spider imps, I think it's a good place to leave off for the night.
Thank you. I was about to
Nice.
say it's
Yeah.
really
Yep.
late for me, and
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And word has been sent to Copernicus, so I have a
Let's
way to
do
write him in
a
next time.
real
Excellent.
quick roll of a d12.
I shall indeed roll a
You
d12.
can roll a d12.
So shout out once more to the Shadow DM Dan.
thank you,
I rolled a
Dan.
12.
Thanks, Dan.
We had another poll queued up, but it couldn't pay off till next time, so I'm just going to save it till next time. Of course, so who is the number 12 that I rolled there?
Oh, you rolled. You didn't say what you rolled. That is Red Chris MS.
Hey, Red Chris MS, who is currently in the chat.
Hey.
You just won the raffle for some fan art
Heck yeah.
fan art from us. We're fans of
Of
you.
our own characters.
Yep, we're fans
Yay.
of this stream. Woohoo! Of course, any shout outs? Anybody have any projects or things that you wanna call out?
Just our usual comics, and also for
Yep.
me, comicskingdom.com/Popeye or comicskingdom.com/olive-Popeye.
Write your local paper. Say you want to read Popeye.
Please.
Yeah.
Get me
Ask
get
your
me
local
paid.
paper to carry Popeye.
Yep.
It
That will
is.
get Randy paid.
Randy fought very hard to take over one of the least syndicated cartoons. Randy's smart. Randy's super smart. At least it's not low because of me. It's just because of time.
Nope.
Yep.
The stream just ended for me.
Oh,
Oh no, there
no,
it goes.
still going
Just
for
stop.
me.
Oh, it's my damn. I grinned too
Oh,
much.
yes.
Then my headset paused it.
Good.
And of course, you can always support everybody on Patreon. There's a Patreon for the Trash Heroes stream as well. You'll find the
links.
link down below in the About section on the very page that you are upon under Support Us. Yeah, we'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Not sure what Peter's situation will be with his move, but I can easily write him in or not.
We also might have to move the stream because I think it's Remembrance Day. Is our
next game is the 28th of October. It's the one after that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
That will be that we'll have to decide what to do.
Yeah.
But 28th of October should be good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks for
y'all.
joining us, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks
everybody.
for coming.